Welcome all to the statutory meeting of Council, 9th of November 2021, held at Lexington. As the meeting chair, I give my consent for this statutory meeting of Council to be streamed live, recorded and published online. The chair and or the CEO have the discretion and authority at any time to direct the termination or interruption of live streaming. Such direction will only be given in exceptional circumstances where deemed relevant. Circumstances may include instances where the content of debate is considered misleading, defamatory, or potentially inappropriate to be published. The public is able to view this live stream via our website at www.pyrenees.vic.gov.au. Should technical issues prevent the continuation of the stream, a recording will be made available on our website. That takes us to our opening prayer. Heavenly Father, we ask you to give your blessing to this council, direct and prosper its deliberations to the advancement of your glory and the true welfare of the people of the Pyrenees Shire. Amen. We acknowledge the people past and present of the Wadawurrung, Jar Jar Wurrung, Eason and Watchabollock tribes, whose land forms the Pyrenees Shire. We pay our respect to the customs, traditions and stewardship of the land by the elders and people of these tribes on whose land we meet today. Call for any apologies, none listed. So that takes us to item 6. So I might present my Mayor's report for 2021. Welcome all to the 2021 statutory meeting. I'd like to reflect on the previous year and highlight some of the challenges we have faced and some of the achievements that we have reached. To say it's been a hectic and quite tumultuous year for the council is a fairly accurate account of the year. Most of this is attributable to the COVID pandemic, the restrictions and lockdowns we have all had to endure and navigate through, and the challenges that council has faced in coordinating a satisfactory level of service delivery to our communities. The provision of this service comes at cost, not just financially, but also personally to our staff right across the organisation, who have worked tirelessly to maintain the level of service that our communities expect. I sincerely thank all our staff for their efforts throughout the pandemic. I am particularly proud of our communities and how they have responded to the lockdowns and restrictions throughout the pandemic. Our business sector has found it increasingly difficult to stay afloat through these times and have displayed incredible resilience and initiative in providing some level of service. Parents and students have had to manage homeschooling. Our emergency services have been continually stretched, and our communities have displayed a commendable level of resilience, patience and understanding whilst continue to be vaccinating and allowing us to have a pleasing high vaccination rate. So that's an incredible achievement. At the council and getting out and about, we have witnessed so many examples of kindness and commitment that can only be described as humbling. It's been difficult to make progress with so much time and resources required to be dedicated to responding to the COVID lockdowns and restrictions. However, we have still managed to achieve some pleasing goals. We have seen the completion of Correa Park development project with the final 40 lots developed, offered for sale and now all purchased. This is an important achievement in the development of Beaufort, and I'm sure an achievement that the late Michael O'Connor would be proud of. We have had 2 towns represented as finalists in the Victorian Top Tourism Town Awards. Although we didn't quite get to win, it's such an accolade to have 2 towns being Beaufort and Avoca represented in this program. I feel this is an indicator of how our region is thought of and how the Pyrenees is highly regarded as a destination. The CEO and I took the journey to Canberra in April to participate in the Local Government Association Forum held there annually. It was a great opportunity to meet our counterparts from across the country network, especially with our neighbouring councils and representatives, as it's important that we work closely and collaboratively with them to achieve the best outcomes. We took the opportunity to meet with some of the state and federal representatives and discuss a range of issues and provide some advocacy for projects that we would like to see undertaken and funded. One of those projects is a provision of potable water for Moonabel, a project we would all like to see proceed. It seems a little unbelievable that in this day and age, a town such as Moonabel doesn't have this service, but we will continue to advocate for this project at every possible opportunity. We continue to place a high emphasis on our road network within the Pyrenees. We have around 2,000 kilometres of road to maintain within our municipality, and this takes a lot of time, resources and money to achieve. Around about 50% of our revenue is committed to our roads each year so that we can try and maintain them in a satisfactory condition and make improvements to roads, bridges and roadway infrastructure on a priority basis. We have aligned ourselves to advocacy for the equity and parity in rates to be addressed through a collaborative submission to the government. It has long been known that there are significant inconsistencies in the parity of rates paid by rural residents compared to their metropolitan counterparts. Of course, there are other associated peripheral issues with this, nonetheless being the cost to deliver the service in rural areas compared to metro. We can only hope that this submission gains some support and that necessary changes are considered and implemented to provide some relief to those rural residents. We are currently dealing with the issues surrounding the Western Victorian transmission line project, which has certainly created quite a lot of angst and concern from the affected property owners. We are hearing the residents loud and clear and have met with AusNet on a couple of occasions and tried to gather additional information and understanding of the proposal. We join a number of the councils that will have the proposed route pass through their respective footprints. Although we will do our best for our local residents and communities in this space, it's always an advantage to work together with other neighbouring councils to try and achieve the best results. In 2020, we observed some significant changes to the Local Government Act, which is like the 101 manual for councils to operate under. It goes without saying that the changes had substantial impacts on the way we do our business, including some quite restrictive timelines applied for change and compliance. We are progressing through the changes quite well, but many of them are resource intensive and of course come with a cost attached. One of the changes was the requirement to have the community involved in the planning and development of the future council plans. This saw the development of a committee through a deliberative engagement process. This committee came together in their own time and provided the basis of what was to become our council plan. The group worked hard to provide excellent vision, ideas and a range of concepts for consideration to be included in the plan. It was quite a different process to what we had previously been accustomed to, and I can't thank those members of the Deliberative Engagement Committee enough for their great work and strong desire to be involved in shaping the future of our municipality. The council continues to remain debt-free, which is such an incredible achievement considering all the fiscal requirements placed upon us every year. In closing, I would like to again thank the staff of the Pyrenees Council, both indoor and outdoor alike, for their tireless contributions throughout the last year under what we could only describe as the most trying of times. It's such a credit to you all. And finally, I would like to thank my fellow councillors who have also contributed so selflessly throughout the past year. As the Mayor, you rely on your councillors a great deal, especially in such a small, remote type council. Their combined level of experience, along with their unwavering dedication, is what continually stands us in good stead and allows us to punch high above our weight in such a consistent manner. And I thank them sincerely. Thank you. So we move to item 7, the election of the Mayor. So I'll hand over to the CEO, Mr. Jim Nolan.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. The Local Government Act 2020 provides that the office of the mayor elected to the council becomes vacant at the time and on the day that the election of the next mayor. And Section 25 of the Local Government Act states that a council meeting that is for the election of mayor to occur at a council meeting that is open to the public, councillors must elect a councillor to be the mayor of the council. Subject to Section 167, any councillor is eligible for the election or re-election to the office of mayor. The election of mayor must be chaired by the chief executive and be subject to this section be conducted in accordance with the governance rules. And subject to sections 5 and 6, the mayor must be elected by an absolute majority of councillors. If an absolute majority of councillors cannot be obtained at the meeting, the council may resolve to conduct a new election at a later specified date and time. If only one councillor is a candidate for mayor, the meeting must declare that councillor to be duly elected as mayor. In this section, absolute majority means the number of councillors which is greater than half the total number of councillors of the council. And before the election of mayor, a council must determine by resolution whether the mayor is to be elected for a 1-year or a 2-year term. So I'll move to the first part of this process for council to determine if the term of the mayor is to be for 1 or 2 years. And I invite any motion from councillors in respect of the term of mayor.
Mr. Nolan, can I move that the term be for 1 year, please?
I have a motion that the term be for 1 year. We have a seconder, Councillor Ferrari. Thanks, Councillor Clark and Councillor Ferrari. I'll ask Councillor Oars to vote on that. That's carried. I'll now invite nominations from councillors for the position of mayor.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Eason. That's possible. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. CEO.
Thank you, Councillor Vance. I have a nomination of Councillor Eason for the position of mayor, and I'll invite Councillor Eason. A seconder for that. Thanks, Councillor Keogh. And I'll invite Councillor Eason, whether you accept the nomination.
I accept the nomination.
Nomination is accepted. I invite any further nominations for the position of mayor. That there are no other nominations for the position of mayor, I declare that Councillor Eason be elected to the position of mayor. And I'll need immediately ask past mayor, Councillor Ferrari, to present the newly elected mayor with the gavel. The gavel is a symbol of authority and the right to act officially in the capacity of a chair. It also represents the authority of the chair. Thus, the expression passing the gavel signifies an orderly succession from one chair to another.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Firstly, I'd like to thank my fellow councillors for giving me this honour to become Mayor of the Pyrenees Shire. It's an honour that has fallen to me for a second time, and an honour that I hope to fulfil the trust that my fellow councillors have placed in me. I'd like to pass on my thanks and the thanks of we other councillors to Councillor Ferrari. In your speech, you made comment about the tribulations we've had to go through in the last year, all of which falls under your stewardship and were handled extremely well. as a councillor in that time, I felt totally trusting in the way you handled these issues and was supported by the staff, the executive leadership team and the CEO. I feel your year is a credit to you, and I think you should accept that Pyrenees Shire has got through a troubling time under your leadership. You've also made comment about the number of good things that have happened, and we all take responsibility for the good things. So congratulations, Councillor Ferrari. Job really, really well done.
I think it's just a matter of which to ask for motion. First, if there is any intention, if not, if there's no motion, we just say there's no intention to declare.
Is there a motion to declare a deputy mayor?
I'm happy to move that we not
Have
appoint a
a
deputy mayor.
seconder?
Yes.
Second, Councillor Keogh. All those in favour? Carried.
Just with the just be sure we present it at a later date. Sarah's not here, we haven't given the flowers to present it.
I'll give that to him. Councillor Ferrari's gift is in the works. It's not yet completed. And a lot of work's got to be done, I believe. So we'll
Present
that at a later date. We do have a gift for Councillor Ferrari's partner. And if you'd like to pass those on to Sarah for us.
Thank you. That's very, very nice. Thank you.
Item 10. Corporate and Community Services. Council representation on committees. Ms. Bramwell.
Mr Mayor, I'm happy that the report be tabled and that invite a motion from the council and respective committees. And I draw council's attention to the audit committee in particular, where there is appointments to be determined.
Can I have Councillor?
Councillor, I'm happy to move that the committees be as presented, with the audit committee being Councillor Vance and Councillor Ferrari, please.
Seconded, Councillor Keogh. All those in favour? Carried. Last bit of my release. Before I close the meeting, I want to thank all those present for coming along, all those viewing at home for tuning in and watching the easy transfer of power for the Pyrenees Shire Council. Thank you very much. I'll close the meeting.